The Big Boy Toy Show is Saturday, April 9th, noon to 6 p.m. at Brandon Harley. The Extreme Motorcar of Tampa Bay is going to have all the Lambos and developmental driver for Tony Stewart. 13-year-old Tyler Clem and our late model will be there. $4,000 ball watch from Old Northeast Jewelers. Austin Jenkins is going to be there, and Parliament Motor Coach is going to be there. We got a custom bike show from Born to Ride magazine. We got T-Quest on the 1 and 2s. They're going to have a tank from the Armed Forces Museum. Lots of food from Scooters. Brandon Harley, April 9th, noon to 6. Why in the hell wouldn't you be there?
The 98.7 No Rules Rock Big Boy Toy Show presented by Extreme Motorcar. All things manly. The Born to Ride custom bike show. Cars, boats, hunting, and outdoor gear. Of course, beer. Food and live music too. Saturday, April 9th at Brandon Harley, noon to 6. Special thanks to the Overhead Door Company of Tampa Bay and Born to Ride magazine. These toys rock. The Big Boy Toy Show with 98.7 No Rules Rock.
Hi, I'm Bruce Bishop from Extreme Motorcar. Want to tell you a little bit about our history and our past and where we come from. And actually started as a hobby and something I did for my younger brother over 35 years ago. Was a car nut since I was 10 years old. Got in a 63 Corvette that my uncle owned, and took me for a ride through the hills of South Carolina. And boy, when I saw those big tacks and speedometers and looked behind me and saw that split window, I thought I was in a space capsule, and I've been hooked ever since. But since then, I started buying and selling cars when I could afford it, and as I built from one car, profited, bought another car, I spent over the years 200 different cars I bought and sold, just playing around for my own enjoyment. But I started getting serious about it as my marketing and advertising business took off, and started to buy cars that I wanted to collect. Those things that we all wanted as a child, as a kid, as in high school, that we were excited about having but couldn't afford at the time. So one day, my younger brother actually had a motorcycle accident while drinking, unfortunately. Don't drink and drive. And he was paralyzed, but he was able to drive a car under certain circumstances. And one of those cars that he loved more than anything was a 1970-71 Trans Am, which I have on the wall here because I still own it. And what he did was talk me into finding one, buying one, and I did. I restored it and I gave it to him. But I only gave it to him for 6 months because it was great motivation for him, and I didn't want that motivation to be lost. So I would go to Georgia, bring it back to Florida, fix it for him again, and give it back. But Extreme Motorcar was actually built from that, because as I went to car shows all over the country, if not the world, my brother wanted to spend time doing it, wish he could see it, wish he could be involved in all the things I was doing. So I formed a website with my marketing and advertising company called Extreme Motorcar, named by my younger brother. And what we would do is we'd take thousands of pictures of all the cars and all the events and all the things that we were doing and put them up on the website. And this would happen almost instantaneously the day of the show or the event that I was attending. And he could see what I was doing. Well, it brought us closer together than we've ever had been in our entire life. And if we fast forward 29, 30 years later, he did pass away over 10 years ago. But the Extreme Motorcar concept of passion and building and collecting continued with me. So I was loving to what I was doing, and I found that I wanted to continue doing it after I retired. And a good friend of mine, who is now my partner, Bob Flush, said to me one day, why don't we form a business? Go into the restoration side of things. Go into dealing with people with passion for their cars, that really love something they've had all their life, so they want to leave it to their children, or they want to make it special to them because it's a car that they have that incredible feeling of commitment to. I found that it's the owner that I love working with, the gentlemen or the ladies that have something that they feel so incredibly attached to, and they want to make it special. They want to make it theirs. They want to make it unique, and that's where we excel. We can do anything from suspension work to engine work to body work to completely customizing a body to where it's almost not recognizable as to what it began with. I, being a designer by trade, it's easy for me to see what you can put into a car, what will make it better, what will make it special, how to make it look the way the client wants it to look and to feel to them, to radiate their personality. And that's what Extreme Motorcar is making a car extreme to match the person, to the product, to the car, to the passion that they have for the love of their vehicle.
The 98.7 No Rules Rock Big Boy Toy Show presented by Extreme Motorcar. All things manly. The Born to Ride custom bike show. Cars, boats, hunting, and outdoor gear. Of course, beer. Food and live music too. Saturday, April 9th at Brandon Harley, noon to 6. Special thanks to the Overhead Door Company of Tampa Bay and Born to Ride magazine. These toys rock. The Big Boy Toy Show with 98.7 No Rules Rock.